There are things in everyone's life that kind of shape them. For me and my two split personalities, Natalie and N999, it was video games, anime, and story writing, or storytelling. Now, one of the earliest things that shaped me was, of course, video games. Because back when I was young, they were just starting to get popular. My brothers owned two systems, Xbox, PlayStation 2. Very competitive groups there. Now, I was not even in elementary school. They were pretty much in middle school and high school. Not a lot of common ground, but I could play video games. Even at the age of 4, I could play video games. So that's how I connected to my brothers, was by playing those games with them. When I could, when they weren't kicking me out of their room for being the little brother. But the worlds I saw in those, some of them were, World War II shooters. Some were Halo, my favorite series. But every game I played always brought something interesting. I always loved the stories in the games. A few years later, I got another something of storytelling. Animes. See, now when I was in elementary school, I had this one buddy, Malcolm. Still do. He's a great guy. He was into anime. Now, I'd watched Pokemon, maybe an episode of Dragon Ball Z and whatnot, but I didn't really know anime was, this big thing. I didn't know there was hundreds of shows that had been around before I was even born. So, I wanted to connect with him. I wanted to get into what he was into, so I could have something to talk to him about. So, at Kroger, there was magazines there. One of which was a manga, which is, the comic version of an anime, basically. Usually, manga comes out, then anime, sometimes anime. But I was like, alright, I'm going to get this, because it'll have... It had Naruto on the front of it, which was one of the big three, one of the ones he always talked about. I was like, alright, it's got him on it. One of the stories must certainly be about him, so I won't really know what's happening, but, I'll be able to talk to him about it. That kind of got me into it, because I read it, I was like, hey, this is good. And then, a few years later, he showed me this guy on YouTube who reviews animes. I started watching the animes reviews and went, oh, this is pretty good. And the worlds I saw in those, some of them were just mundane slice of life stuff. Some of them were these big action, cool, all kinds of stuff happening. And I love the stories of them, whether it was just a few people in their daily lives or some guy in a big robot punching another dude. I love the stories. And that's when it clicked of what I wanted to do in the future. See, when I was a kid, I didn't know what I wanted to do, and it scared the hell out of me not knowing what to do for the future. After video games and anime, I knew I wanted to do storytelling. I wanted to tell a story. And I wanted to write animes. I wanted to write mangas. I wanted to write anything I could write. I wanted to write it. I loved creating these stories and these characters. I loved getting my buddies together and us just having all these characters come together. I loved it. That's what I want to do in the future. I want to make people both happy, sad, angry with what I create. I want them to enjoy it. Those are kind of the three things that shaped us. Me, Nathan, Natalie, the sweet, lovable girl she is, and N999, the cold, illogical machine he is. We're all kind of shaped by these. And so, those are the things that make us up. We're a video game loving, anime watching, book procrastinating group of 3. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my mad ramblings.